Hello there, I'm Majora, otherwise known as Madge, and I'm going to be doing a walkthrough for the Duckworth-Upon-Bilge level. I already did a guide for this level, but it turns out people are still struggling with it, so I'm just literally going to do a you can click through with me and I guarantee this will work sort of guide. This is for if you've already tried the level and you just want to get it out the way and over with, because you do have to complete this level to be able to get past a certain point in the game. So I've already completed the game several times over actually, as you can see. So I will have, one thing I should say is I have everything unlocked, and I'm going to try to avoid using things that later game players will have that people doing this level for the first time won't. If you do see me using a few items that you don't recognize, that will be why. I've just forgotten and I have it unlocked from a later game, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference. Here is Duckworth-Upon-Bilge, already more or less completed. I did a run through ages ago. I've completed it 3-star several times. I seem to be on 2-star here, but yeah, what most people don't understand about this level is how to get money. You need to basically just focus on the targets from Lord Foxbridge, as we have right here. So in this case, promote a staff member. This is how you get money on this level. You do not get money from treating patients or diagnosing patients. So what I'm going to do in this run through is I'm going to do neither of those things. I'm not going to diagnose patients and I'm not going to treat patients. And that's because I will literally not get any money from doing so. What I'm going to do in this particular run through I'm going to show you is I am literally just going to chase targets from Lord Foxbridge, and I'm also going to fulfill emergencies. And that is it. So I'm going to restart the level. Yep, we're going back to the beginning. Health Minister Tarquin Foxbridge has requested our assistance. The county's public health system is struggling to cope. Duckworth Hospital, one of the few remaining public hospitals, has lost its administrator. Lord Foxbridge has proposed that we help run this public hospital. Could be good for us. If we can meet the ministry's targets, we'll receive some of the county's healthcare budget, but we won't receive any income for diagnosis, treatment, or retail. That's the important part. We will not receive income for diagnosis, treatment, or retail. And that is why I'm going to be doing none of the above.
Nurse needed in ward.
And so here we start off. What I'm going to do is just delete all of these rooms because I don't need them, I won't be using them, and I don't like them. So here we go, a completely clean slate. I've deleted all rooms and all objects, aside from the reception desk, which obviously we will still kind of be needing. And basically there's 3 ways I'm making money on this level. I am going to do emergencies, I am going to do research money, and of course, most importantly, I'm going to do Tarquin's objectives. But first of all, I'm going to have a look at our staff, because this is which staff you get is unfortunately random, so you'll have to see this for yourself. Someone who's unhygienic, not great, tireless, green fingers, unmotivated, romantic sheep. Yeah, not a great pick. But they are all unskilled, which is kind of important, and I have no janitors, which is also very important. So your first objectives, if memory serves, they're always the same. These 3 starting objectives will be hire a staff member, I think, train a staff member, and upgrade a machine. So let's see how it goes. Yes, Lord Foxbridge has contacted us with details of our targets for the upcoming months. See the summary below. We'll need to achieve this if we want extra funding to keep the hospital going. Train a staff member. Yes. So, as I said, these 3 starting objectives will always be the same. So you will also get train a staff member as your first one. And as I said, I know that one of the next ones is going to be upgrade a machine. And that tells you precisely what you need. You need a janitor with mechanics, and as you can see here, I do not have one to pick from. I do have one of Ghost Capture, so I'm definitely going to get that one. And while I'm here, I'm also going to have a look at which doctors I have, because I really want someone with research. We will definitely be needing a research doctor, in fact several research doctors on this level. Nurses will be almost useless to us, but I'm having a look anyway. Yeah. So, trainer staff member, we're obviously going to have to build a training room. Training rooms should be minimum size, basically, and you should stuff them with items that will boost training. It's better to have several small rooms than one big room, in my opinion. Like, it's very rare you're going to have a class size that's larger than 3. Oh wait, I won't use that because that's possibly an item you won't have. Encyclopedia Bookcase 2, I believe that's unlocked with Kudosh, which you may not have a lot of at this stage of the game. Instead, I'm going to look for the anatomy poster. Yes, these. Very cheap. Always line your training rooms with these. So, as another note, this level is a cold level. You'll be needing radiators on it. I know, you always forget the radiators, don't you? This is a radiator level. Keep our receptionist warm there. So, to train our staff member, which is going to be... well, you see, what we really wanted was a janitor with a spare training slot. Which he doesn't have. Okay. So we need a janitor with a spare training slot, who is this guy. Because we need to train him in mechanics. And the reason I'm training him in mechanics is because I know there's an upcoming objective for upgrade a machine. Start training. I'm also going to buy another plot because I know I'm going to have to expand. And because I'm focusing on emergencies, I'm going to take a plot that's next to the helipad, because this is where emergency patients enter from. I have plenty of money right now at the start of the game, so I can afford a plot. It's a habit I picked up from when I did Duckworth normally, because when you're doing Duckworth normally, it's rare you just have enough money sitting in the bank to just buy a plot. So I tend to make sure I have enough room for my basic operations right off the bat from the start of the game. So if you're doing Duckworth in a more normal style, that is a piece of advice for you. While you actually have the money to do so, make sure you've got some land. And I'm going to now point out our objectives for the 1-star hospital. This is very important. We need to get our hospital to level 8. That's going to be trivial. We'll do that easily. Staff morale will be an issue. You absolutely cannot hire any staff who are grumpy. If they are grumpy, just no, get rid of them. And other than that, basically having very high level rooms is how you make sure that your staff are happy. We can also boost their salary to make them happy. Obviously in this level, where income is a big issue, that's going to be harder than usual. But as you can see, staff morale of 60% is actually really generous. If you just have your staff working in nice rooms, I guarantee that's going to be basically a non-issue. It will become harder as you approach 2 and 3 stars, but we'll deal with that when we get there. Reputation of 60%. Again, this is fairly trivial. I'm going to be doing a lot of emergency patients, and we usually get a nice big reputation bonus from those. I'm also going to be having VIP visiting, which, again, you also get a nice reputation bonus from impressing VIPs. And here's the flaw in this particular method that I'm using. Got to cure 5 patients with 8 bitten. If you're starting this level from absolute scratch, you will actually have to research the appropriate cure room for this, which, by the way, you can do on a different map. You don't have to research it on this map, and indeed, I don't think you probably should. Go over to any other hospital you've already got that has a research department and let them research this room. And what we're looking for is the resolution lab. Obviously, I've got all rooms unlocked here, but the resolution lab is what we're looking for. Yeah, just stick it over here. 4x4. Yep. And obviously I'm going to have to build this room because we need 5 patients with 8 bins. There we go. Radiator. And fire extinguishers, very important. I usually prefer to keep fire extinguishers in the corridor because it means the janitors don't have to run in a room and run out of room and basically waste their time. But I'm just going to stick 3 in there anyhow. So yeah, the flaw in my plan of not diagnosing, not curing patients is I'm not going to have any patient flow through my hospital at all, which means I'm not going to have any patients with 8-bitten. So this is the problem. There is, however, an emergency for 8-bitten that turns up on this level. So if you want to doggedly stick to the method I'm doing here, that's absolutely fine because you will eventually get the emergency that gives you the resolution patients you need, but you may have to wait quite a long time for it to turn up. But I guarantee that it will happen. So while we're waiting on that guy, I'm going to make sure I build my staff room and my toilets. He says we need a GP's office to be able to diagnose patients. I say to hell with that. We won't be diagnosing patients. That we get absolutely 0 benefit from doing that in this level. So no, we shall not be doing that. Trying to use my basic items again because again, you probably won't have all of the things that I have unlocked here. I should say that the brain chair that I have unlocked is probably the single best item for the staff room, and indeed any other room. This makes your staff very happy, and it also improves their working, but that's a late game item. You won't have that, so no cheating. Instead, I'm going to I usually hide my luxury vending machines in my staff room, ones that I just want my staff to use, but since we'll be having very few patients milling about, it actually doesn't matter, but that's just a habit I have, making sure that my staff have their own vending machines for them to use. So here's an important tip, the Gold Star Award. This is one of the most important items in the game. It significantly increases the prestige and indeed attractiveness of any room. And this is how you easily level up your rooms. Notice that our staff room is currently level 3, and I really want to get it up to level 4. And the easiest way to do that, just spam some Gold Star Awards. There you go, easy as that. And this works in any room. They can go into any room. And they are very small, and they can just go on the walls. So there's really no situation where the Gold Star Award won't work, just to quickly level up your rooms. And the reason why I like the staff room in particular to be a high level is obviously my staff are coming here when they're depressed, tired, and just coming into a level 5 or level 4 room gives them immediate mood boost. So you'll have noticed that our patients are just sitting around being, not very happy about things. I don't care. I want them to rage quit. Every single one of my patients is going to rage quit out the hospital, and I don't care. They're not going to give us any money. Going to the GP's office, getting cured in the ward, it's all the same. I will not get any money from it, which is why I'm not doing it. What I am going to do is build a research lab, because this is a very, very important room. So this is one of the ways that we can actually get money on this level, through doing research. I'm going to have them, basically my researchers are going to be spamming general research, more general research, and more general research. I'm putting these research monitors down because they're a relatively cheap way to boost my research power. I believe they're unlocked with Kudosh. If you don't have them, just go unlock them. I have other things like the supercomputer, which I believe you will probably have as well. Supercomputers generate heat, so you can actually use them in lieu of radiators if you lay them out kind of smartly. Oh, unaffordable. Oh, I have not got enough money. Well, that's all right. No, I will happily take out a loan because I definitely want a nice big research room. So loans, and let's see. I need to lay out a few more rooms and do some more training. Yeah, I'll take the big loan. I'm not going to have any money issues, so, you know, worth it. And you'll notice I have a few other options in the making money department, but I'm not going to cheat with my late game stuff. So general research, we're just going to have this going 100% of the time. I'm actually going to duplicate my training room because I've got a feeling I'm going to need another one. I'm going to need another one because I need to train a researcher now, quite obviously. Which one of you guys is best? TiOS. Yeah. So I definitely need a researcher, so I'm quite comfortable just... You shouldn't normally train a staff member unless it's actually your objective to do so, because you're kind of just like wasting denying yourself money and wasting a training slot. But I really do want to get my research going, so... And that is actually the basic setup done, right there.
Not wanted in research.
I made the 8-bit resolution lab, because I will definitely need that one. I've got my research room on the go, and that's literally it. That's literally it. We're just going to sit and wait for our first emergency, and we're going to make sure that we're absolutely 100% focused on the public targets. And all of my staff, well, all of my patients are going to rage quit, and I don't care. So another reason I built the debugger here is because I know that my next objective is upgrade a machine, and since this is going to be quite important, this is the machine that's going to be upgraded, so that's why that's there. And he's going to keep telling me that I need a GP's office, and I'm going to say no. In fact, for that matter, I wouldn't even really need a reception, except that I will be having VIP visits, which will be important to me, so I do actually need a reception, just for the VIPs. Otherwise, I wouldn't even bother with that.
Please drive home safely.
There we go.
Soon.
He's learned his mechanics, and I'm shortly going to have my next objective, which is, as I said, upgrade a machine, so that's precisely why I did that. Upgrade a machine, and indeed we've planned ahead. We know precisely which one that is. It's the debugger. Now you may not have the debugger upgrade yet. That's fine. You can do any other machine, like the deluxe thing for lightheadedness. That's a very common disease, so basically any disease room that you know is going to probably turn up on this level, like the pharmacy, the injection room. These are also very good picks. Since I already have the debugger and the upgrade, which I believe you have to research, again you can do that research in any other hospital, not this one. I'm going to go ahead and do the debugger, but yeah, otherwise I'd probably say build a pharmacy and upgrade the pharmacy machine. Oh yeah, before I forget, I'm going to set research to high and allow another staff member, because I'm going to be training the other guy in research as well. The fact that he's unhygienic is annoying, but because he's a researcher, doesn't actually matter that much. And I'm going to have the other researcher train him, just to avoid the expense of the external lecturer, which is always a good idea on this level. Yeah, having staff train each other saves you money. There we go, our machine is upgraded. Like I said, if you do not have the debugger upgrade, you have to research it. Don't worry though, because you can always build a pharmacy and upgrade that machine.
Patients are asked to trust us with their lives.
Here we go, finally. Tarquin's got round to us. Our next one is train a doctor, which actually we're already doing. Hooray! So these first three targets, they're always the same. So it was train a staff member, upgrade a machine, train a doctor. Remember this, write it down, because if you know what they are, you can basically plan for them in advance. So I already knew that I was going to need to upgrade the machine. That's why my trainer staff member was training a janitor in mechanics to set up for the next one. If I had been lucky and I'd been able to hire a janitor who already had mechanics, then I would have probably trained my doctor in research instead. And then for this one, we're going to train the second doctor in research. So that's how it goes. Which we've already set up over here. And indeed, to save money, I'm having the first research doctor training the second. And I really don't care about all these patients just milling around. Go home, people, go home. Ooh, we have a shock horror emergency, and I will be doing emergencies. This is another important source of well, funding, yes, but also more importantly, my reputation. Now, as you will notice, all of these patients rage quitting my hospital. That's not good for my reputation, but I'm easily going to make up for it by excelling at some emergencies. So here we have shock horror. I should say, incidentally, there's a pool of, for each level, there's a pool of about 8 emergencies. They will always be the same 8. One of them is going to be the 8-bitten one that we really want. And if you just sort of notice which ones are turning up here, that will also tell you which rooms you need to build. So, shock horror, yes.
Patients
We
with
will.
shock horror are on the way.
Where's our shock clinic? There it is. It needs a doctor, which is slightly annoying because our doctors are currently tied up. So that's unfortunate. Again, extinguishers are best off in the corridor because janitors are not very smart. They won't actually go for the extinguisher that's right there in the room. They often go for an extinguisher that's in a completely different room, and that wastes their time. So if you put extinguishers in the corridor, they tend to go just directly to the corridor, and they're not trying to get in and out the rooms. They really are idiots. Alright. Yeah. There we go. There's our shock horror room. I might hire another doctor, because I will need a treatment doctor, but treatment, surgery. This might be a good pick. And a natural mentor, which is good for this level, because this means that this doctor is going to be particularly good at training any of the other staff. And since I probably will need about 3 treatment doctors, that's a very good pick. He's also even got surgery. I obviously won't need a surgery just yet. My hospital is at too early a stage to be thinking about doing surgery, but it's an investment for later, so yeah. There you go. Also, on that note, I forgot to build a marketing, and marketing is useful on this level. Surprise. Yes, marketing will generate some nice, easy objectives for us. Again, I really can't stress how useful this item is. Look how easy it is just to upgrade your room. Just like that. I don't have an assistant with marketing, I believe. There's my assistant. Ah, but I will be able to train them in marketing. That's excellent. So I will definitely be training this assistant in marketing sometime. And 2 reasons why I built a marketing room. Number one, any reputation problems I have from all these patients rage quitting. Marketing, you just need to launch a general marketing campaign that will boost your reputation, problem solved. The second reason I have a marketing room is it will throw some easy objectives my way. Launch a marketing campaign, easy, done. So, yeah, marketing's a good idea to actually have on this one. So hopefully, I'm going to set that to high. My two
Would an
researchers
assistant please
should
go
be
to
doing some
marketing?
research. Yep, there they are. New targets generate 200 research points. Well, guess what? They're already doing that. So this is going brilliantly for us. Now, I should point out, now we're over the first couple of targets, we now have the option to cancel our public targets. If you get a public target that is just really too inconvenient for you, you press this red X and get rid of it. You cannot cancel the first 3. Once you're over the first 3, you have some control. There is a reputation penalty, but, you know, whatever. It's better to get rid of a public target that you really don't have the time or, you know, is just not suitable. So go ahead and cancel them if you want to. But we are quite happy to generate 200 research points because look at them go. So this is our basic setup right here. We're doing emergencies as they come, and we are doing general research all of the time, and we are chasing public targets. And this is our 3-pronged solution: emergencies, research, public targets. And we are going to basically build up as much money as we can. I'm expecting to get several million in the bank quite easily through this method. And then, once you've built up a huge cash reserve, then you can start thinking about building GP offices and switching your hospital over to a more normal running. But this is why we're doing this in the beginning. We need to build up our cash before we even consider doing that. So here we go, VIP. We're going to have some reputation and some money. Yes, thank you. We shall have reputation and money. That's absolutely what I want. Come to my hospital. I need to hire another assistant because my current one is leaving. Ah, I already said this. Do not hire grumpy staff. We have a staff morale objective on this level. Do not hire grumpy people. Happiness is lower than average, -10 happiness. That is going to bite you in the arse if you're trying to chase a staff morale. So we are definitely not going to get this person, but we are going to get this one. And that goes for all hospitals, by the way. All hospitals where you have a staff morale objective, do not hire grumpy people. It's a penalty you just can't afford in that circumstance. Okay, unblock 8 toilets. This is a bit of a awkward one for us because we only have 2 toilets and they're barely in use. So I'm going to actually cancel this one because that's not really... I'm going to have to wait around a very long time for that one. So there you go, clicked the X, cancelled it. There we go, train a nurse. Now this is a much better one, so yes, we are going to train a nurse. We have our 2 nurses currently sitting idle because there's nothing for them to do. I'm only going to build treatment rooms as and when emergency treatment patients turn up for them. So no pharmacy and no warder yet, just because I haven't had anyone actually turn up needing to use them. I will build them as and when emergency patients turn up for them. So I'm going to train them in treatment. Obviously, we're not doing any diagnosis whatsoever. Our doctor is, of course, busy in the shock clinic, so unfortunately we can't use him as our mentor this time round. So, you know, it doesn't really matter. Staff promotion. We're not going to promote anyone. Another important point on this level. We do not promote people unless it's a public target. We are going to save our staff promotions for when we need them. That's Florence Sausage. Let's go find her. Who is Florence Sausage? It's the other nurse, isn't it? Oh wait, is it the assistant? Is it the doctor? Florence Sausage, here you go. So yes, I had to go find her to point out this button. Promote. Very important. I declined to promote her on the spot. I will want to promote her later when I get a public target for it. And that's as simple as hunting her down and clicking this button, and that will do the trick. So just to point that out in case you didn't know, that's where the promote button is. You will often get public targets to promote your staff, and basically you're saving them up for that occasion. Same with your machine upgrades. Like, I could upgrade this machine again. I've got the wherewithal to do it. I'm not going to until I'm asked to do so. On that note, I am actually going to build the pharmacy because a lot of you won't have the debugger, but you will have the pharmacy, so... Just to kind of prove my point there, I'm going to build the pharmacy. It really doesn't matter which room you went for, but if you've got the debugger, put the debugger there. You're obviously going to need it. I also have medicine cabinets. Hooray! These are another very important item you get with Kudosh. I recommend grabbing them. Self-explanatory. +1 diagnosis power and +1 treatment power. So put these in all your rooms, especially your GPs, your cardios, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 medicine cabinets. That's +5 treatment. 5% on treatment. Yep, you just can't ignore that deal. It's a great deal. So that's why you put medicine cabinets in every room you possibly can. You buy them with Kudosh, go get it. It's really a very good item to have. Wait, no. Clicked the wrong button. I'm being very clumsy with my mouse clicks today. Anyway, special report. How did our emergency go? We cured 5 out of 7. That's not too bad. I was hoping for more. But it's helped our reputation and we got a cash reward. So 10 rep and... a little bit of Kudosh, nice to have, and £10,000. So yes, thank you. There we go. Research is done. Completed general research, and that's £20,000. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but as we improve our research department, we're going to speed up how fast they're able to do that. Not now, obviously. And one of the ways I'm going to improve my research department is by training these guys, even though, like I said, I wouldn't normally. But they are a researcher, so they're important. You need to promote people before you can train them. And obviously they're going to be trained in research too. I have all of the research levels unlocked. You have to research the research qualifications in the research room, which is kind of confusing. So I have level 5 research already unlocked. You will not have that at this stage of the game, so I'll try to remember that and not cheat by leveling up my doctors all the way up to level 5 here. I'm going to keep them at level 3, which I think is what you have at this stage. But yeah, improving my research doctors means faster research means faster money, so... Policy. Something for all hospitals. Fast-track treatment decision, even though I'm not actually doing that, I'm still going to do that. I don't want my staff to leave the rooms when idle. Staff training messages I do not want, and promote staff automatically I definitely do not want, because I want to be in control of my promotions. Staff break policy really doesn't matter. Everyone go on break whenever you want. Yes, I should point out that the default staff policy, half on, half off, too ungenerous if you want to keep your staff happy. You basically want to have almost all of your doctors and nurses free to go off and fulfill their needs when they want to. There's not much point just having them trapped in their rooms with depleted needs. It makes them really upset. And if you're chasing staff morale as an objective, that's a really bad idea. So, particularly in a
Dr.
staff morale
Honeydew,
level,
needed in research.
let your staff just take their breaks, get their mood up, keep them happy. It also improves their performance overall. There we go. We finally did the research. That we had to sit there for a little bit. New targets: water 10 plants. Well, that's of course easily done, but we do have to get some plants first. So you may notice that some plants need water and others don't. The palm tree and the carnivorous plant don't. These are Pebbly Island DLC unlocked. The cactus doesn't need much by way of watering. The rose bush, though, needs an awful lot of watering, and that's usually a really bad thing, and I'd never use a rose bush ever. But on this level, that's actually precisely what we want. So there we go, 10 plants, 10 rose bushes laid down. You can unlock these with Kudosh. So if you don't have it, go ahead and get it. It's a vanilla game item, unless I'm very mistaken. So yeah, your janitors will just water these. And I'm happy to sit around and let them do it. The rose bush wilts really fast, so whatever. You can also manually direct them by clicking this button, and the rosebush wilts so fast, it should always basically be available for watering.
Maintenance announcement.
Promotion?
Plants
No.
need water.
Ah, light-headed emergency. Yes, definitely. We'll have to build a deluxe clinic for this. You're probably quite familiar with the deluxe clinic. Nothing much to say about it, really. If you haven't researched upgrades for this one, go research them, probably on a different hospital, because this is a nice, easy one to upgrade. And you will be upgrading machines on your public target objectives, and there's no reason not to, because it also improves treatment outcomes for the emergencies. I'm half tempted just to upgrade it anyway to make sure that I cure all of the emergency patients, but obviously not right now because they are on their way.
Patients with lightheadedness are arriving.
There's our janitors doing their job. And there we go, water 10 plants, easy peasy. Ah, yes, so we have a new objective, and it's train a janitor, which is great. I'm quite happy to do that. Let's have a look at my janitors. Unfortunately, they don't have training slots though, so I might want to cancel this objective. That's unfortunate. I was expecting this guy to have... Oh, right, he is ready for promotion. That's, of course, why. So that was... I was thinking, shouldn't it? I should have promoted him by now. Oh, yeah. So there you go. That's another reason to promote your staff, because I am required to train this dude. I am going to train him. And what am I going to train him in? I'm keeping a fairly skeleton staff, so it's reasonably important to have good janitors, because I don't want to have too many of them. Wages are the enemy in this level. Having lots of staff is not a good plan. So yeah, I'm going to make sure that my janitors have some qualifications in maintenance, which speeds up how fast they can repair machines. And repairing machines is the thing that really takes up your janitor's time. That's unfortunate, we lost a patient. So yeah, with fewer patients around, there's not going to be a lot for our janitors to do, but it is essential that they keep our machines from exploding, for obvious reasons. We don't like exploding machines. forgot to lay down some bins, so people have been dropping litter, so lay down some bins. Sophie Nova wants to pay a visit. She's going to give us some research points, which, to be honest, I'm not particularly interested in, but whatever.
Assistant to marketing.
I mean, it is going to contribute towards our general research and our cash. So. Another one. Damn. So that's why I said I was tempted to upgrade this machine regardless, because a machine upgrade here will make sure that our patients don't die.
Yearly review imminent.
Not interested in the yearly review. You do get some cash, incidentally, off the yearly reviews, which is a very good thing. Cash and reputation. Speaking of which, I shall repay that loan. That's why I took out that loan. I was absolutely confident that I'd be able to amass enough money to pay it off before too long. Because that is the point of this. We are going to sit here, doing as we're doing, until we have about 1 million in the bank. And it's at that point that we begin to consider switching over to a more normal hospital style.
Have a snack. We'll be right back.
And Sophie Nova gave us 500 research points. We didn't actually need them, but they are going towards our general research, which is going towards our cash reward. So, yeah, all good. So there we go, water 10 plants. That's as easy as they come. Next target, restock 8 vending machines. Now this is a bit more challenging just because my hospital isn't very busy. So I might skip this one, I think. I mean, we only have 4 vending machines and they're hardly in use. Just because I have such a small staff pool and no, like, visitors hanging around. So I'm going to re-roll, basically. Re-roll our public objective, please. Train a nurse. This we certainly can do. And again, I'm probably going to train in treatment. And because I have this doctor who's currently not busy, who had the natural mentor trait, I'm going to use him just to save a bit of money. Because that is what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to accumulate money so that I'm in a super comfortable position when I decide that I want to build GP rooms, I want to build diagnosis rooms, I want to start actually trying to cure people. Tarquin himself has decided to grace the hospital. There he is. This is the jerk who keeps sending his demands. Research complete.
First ask yourself why that might be.
Well, if you have questions, it's because you're watching this step-by-step walkthrough. Because you can't beat this level, and I've just shown you basically how to set up the hospital. This is a nice, easy way to basically get started. As you can see, we're slowly accumulating money. That's the whole point of this process. I'm not paying much attention to our objectives, really. Because I want to get to the point where we've got a million or so in the bank, and that's the point where I start to think maybe I want to invest in GP offices. Just when we've got a very large pile of cash that we're comfortably sitting on. But even when we do start switching over to GP offices and stuff, we're still going to keep the same 3 core money making, which is emergencies, research, and of course the public targets. Tarquin says, I'm surprised to say that you're actually doing rather well. We are doing rather well. It's slow going. There's nothing fast about this level. This is not a fast level.
Automated snack machines need restocking manually.
8-bit emergency. Oh, thank the gods. Okay, so that stuff I said about waiting to build GPs. Forget about it. We got the right emergency. So note that we need to cure 5 patients with 8-bitten. Here we go. These are them. We've got 7 patients. We need to cure 5 of them. This is the big one.
8-bit patients on the way.
So our debugger is upgraded and our treatment doctor is hopefully ready to go. So there we are. 8-bitten. Now for 1 star, this is absolutely going to check our box, provided we manage to cure at least 5 of them.
Plants need water.
And once we've ticked this off, we can then start working on these other ones. We've already got staff morale, it's looking quite good. Reputation, we're going to use marketing for. Wait, where did our doctor go? Are you on break? Ah, useless people.
Yearly review imminent.
Literally can't get the staff. No, return to work.
Doctor required in research.
Promote a staff member. Yes, absolutely. It is about time that I did. I want to promote this guy. Yep. So that's given him a mood boost, which is great, because mood boosts make people happy. That's a bit out of date. We've had his promotion. And I'm also going to put some gold stars in the room, because I really want to make sure these patients get cured. Okay, level 3, level 4, level 5. And the reason I did this is to make this guy as happy as I possibly can. Outstanding room, attractive environment, and promoted. So look at this happiness bonus. That's plus 30, plus 25, plus 15. And he is unfortunately should be on break getting a drink, but no, he's got work to do. So that's minus 15. But basically staff who are really happy, they do get a... as you can see, yeah, happy, I love my job. That's 10 diagnosis skill plus 10 treatment skill. Yeah. So this is going to just be a boost to curing these patients. Watch him go. Cured a patient, also makes him happy. Yep. Upgrade a machine. Yes, I need to upgrade my Colorizer. That didn't perform very well, so yep, upgrade it. Promote a staff member. I've got 2 targets now. This happens as you develop the hospital. You'll get up to 3 targets on the go at once. So, promote a staff member. Very happy to do so. It's going to be one of our nurses, I suspect. Yep. There we go. Promote. Staff challenge, what do you want? Cure 10 patients? We'll try. We haven't got 10 patients. Research complete. And you can see now that things are really starting to come together. I've got research, I've got emergencies, I've got the correct emergency with the 8-bit. I've got several targets I can pursue at once just to increase my money making. So thermal comfort of 80%. Yep, this I can also do. This is your heat view over here under the eye. Heat view. This tells you where your hospital is too cold. So yeah, this tab has a bunch of useful things. Hygiene, attractiveness. Yeah. Get a level 4 ward. Yes, we will need a ward, and I can make it up to level 4. I'm just extremely interested in making sure that our 8-bitten patients actually get cured. How's it going? We've cured 5. Yes! We have done it. So, I'm going to briefly ignore everything else to make sure I train an assistant in marketing. Actually, I'm going to train both in marketing. We've got no VIPs on the way, I don't care. So there we go, we cured 5 patients of 8-bitten, and the reason I'm training my assistants as marketeers is I'm going to make use of marketing. Because I want to cure our reputation, which obviously, from all of the patients who rage quit, has taken a bit of a damage. 6 out of 7, that's quite good. Got a reputation boost and cash reward, but most importantly, we've ticked off this. Now, I was going to say, you can be sitting around for hours and hours and hours waiting for that emergency. And basically, if you're fed up with doing that, once you've got a sufficient cash in the bank, then you want to switch over your hospital to like routine operations, have your GPs, have your diagnosis, and also use your marketing to put out a campaign for your resolution room to skew all of your patients towards having 8-bitten. We didn't have to do that because we got lucky, we got the correct emergency. But that is what you would do if you've been waiting forever for the emergency. It's not coming. You launch your marketing campaign for the specific illness of 8-bitten. And only once you've got enough money that you're very comfortable doing so, build your GPs, build your diagnosis rooms, and wait on those 8-bitten patients. And as I said, if you get lucky, you won't have to do any of that because you'll have the correct emergency turn up. We got lucky this time round. Hospital level, I just have to build some rooms. I've been requested to make a level 4 ward, which is precisely what I'm going to do. And your hospital level will go up with each new room that you build, staff you hire, this sort of thing. I have to make it level 4, so guess what we're going to use for that? If you guessed the Gold Star Award, congratulations, you get a Gold Star Award. There we go, easy as pie. Oh, actually, where's my wall monitors? I'm using the wall monitor because you can see +1 treatment power, +1 diagnosis power, and they also look kind of cool and appropriate in the ward. Yeah. And indeed, where's the medicine cabinet? Going to use that as well. And also the ward should probably have 2 nurses. 2 nurses, 6 beds, that's about the right number. And there we go. So, if you remember, I set them a marketing campaign to boost my reputation, which is just slightly shy of what I need it to be. Another promoted staff member, okay. Well, there you go, there's one needing promoting, so... Oh, I promoted him too soon. Ah, that's just cheating. Where's the other assistant? There we go. Okay, there we are. And there's my reputation up, so now I just need to get the hospital level to 8. And probably the easiest and most useful way to do that is lay down a whole load of treatment rooms, which we will be needing eventually, so it's not exactly wasted. First of all, I'm going to deal with this level 4 shock clinic, because there's a trick here. Where's the Gold Star Award? Did I mention the Gold Star Award is really useful? Oh, this thing's lagging. There we go, gold. Gold Star Award. The shock clinic is over here. Yep. So I'm going to upgrade the shock clinic. with great incompetence. There we go. Level 3. Level 4. And objective done. And I'm going to then remove some gold star awards because I don't want that room to be level 4 because I'm going to farm the objective. He will ask me to upgrade the room again sometime to level 4. You can see I've downgraded it to level 3. And in the future he may well ask me to upgrade it to level 4 again. If it was already level 4 he wouldn't ask that and I would miss out on a very easy objective, which is why I've then immediately downgraded it again. I'm happy keeping it at level 3. That's not an issue. So yeah, that's what you do with these level 4 objectives. You upgrade the room using the gold star award, and then you downgrade the room immediately afterwards, so you're able to train a janitor. Yes, which reminds me that the debugger I upgraded deliberately to level 5, and I need to undo that. Because again, I want to be able to farm the level 4 objective. So get rid of some of these. And it is down to level 3. So again, he's probably going to ask me to upgrade this room to level 4 sometime. Lay down some gold star awards, get the objective, delete them again, rinse, repeat. That's an easy way to farm some objectives, along with things like the plants and stuff. So yeah, easy peasy. Level 4 fluid analysis. That I will not be doing. Fluid analysis is a diagnosis room, and I still have no reason to want to diagnose this room.
Minister is arriving.
So I'm getting rid of that. There we go, that's a fracture ward built. Again, to raise my hospital level. I know that I will be needing a fracture ward, so yeah, there's no harm in making one right now. And again, I'm just going to be building rooms, doing what I need to do. I think I'm going to build some toilets there actually. So there's a psychiatry I've built. I'm obviously going to need a psychiatry doctor for this. Anyway, that should take, if you watch this, she'll take my hospital level from 6 to 7. Perfect, there it is. Level 6 to level 7. So I'm also going to hire a new doctor because I know I need a psychiatrist. I actually have one right here. Oh, interesting. Upsets other people is definitely not a good thing, and an unhygienic surgeon is not a good thing either. Oh well. Regardless, I'm going to hire a doctor, and you can see that also boosted my hospital level. I'm not doing diagnosis, so I mean, patients shouldn't be coming here anyway, but just in case. So there you go. I've now got a psychiatry doctor in case I should need one. You will get psychiatry emergencies here, so since I was able to grab a psychiatry doctor, I did. And it also increases my hospital level. So yeah, I'm just going to proceed, make some more treatment rooms. Okay, so what I did there was I just built a surgery in a new plot. Basically, I just kept building those treatment rooms that I know I'm going to need. I know I'm going to have surgery patients. And there we go, that's a 1-star hospital. That is how it is done. We have launched an investigation into how this was possible, but do keep up the good, albeit suspicious work. Yeah, we basically cheesed that level, and that is indeed the point of this tutorial. This is how to cheese through Duckworth-Upon-Bilge. Just get it out the way. That is how. And this is our resulting hospital. So as you can see, still no GP room, still no diagnosis. We have a nice growing pile of cash. And we have a level 8 hospital. So that is how it is done. As I said, if you're waiting on these 8-bitten patients and it's taking forever, at some point you'll want to start training GPs, building GP rooms, making diagnosis, getting patients up to treatment, and you'd probably want to launch a marketing campaign specifically for the 8-bit room. And if you haven't got this 8-bit room, remember you need to research it And I suggest you do the research on a hospital that isn't this one. It doesn't matter which hospital you do the research project in. And so there you go. There's a 100% step-by-step how to beat Duckworth. Get 1 star. And you can continue doing this method that we're doing, the 3-pronged approach. 3 prongs are research, emergencies, public targets. And you will just focus on those 3. You'll get yourself loads of cash. Once you've got yourselves loads of cash, you can become more flexible in your methods. You can start treating patients the normal way. And yeah, you can just keep building up your hospital like that. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that helps, and good luck.